So hello everyone, welcome to recitation 2 for class CS170 Computer Applications for Business. So just a small recap about the previous recitation 1. Like I hope all of you were able to access the recitation recording and were able to mark your attendance. I was just going through the attendance sheet and I got some queries and concerns regarding the deadline of the attendance or that and I think some of you were not able to access the recording, so I just sent them the direct link. But still, if you are not able to just access the recordings, like I'll just quickly show it here. Okay, so this is our home page, right? So if you click here, like under the recitation section, I'll be redirected to this page. And if you just scroll down under this asynchronous recitation recordings, besides my name, you will see this link of section 13 recordings. So I'll just click on that. That will redirect me to this one. So here is our recitation 1 recording. You can see here attendance form is also attached. If you click on, you would obviously be redirected to the recitation 1 recording. So I think, yeah, that's pretty simple, but I understand that like some of you are not familiar with the Canvas system, and I think the week 1 assignment was also assignment 1 was also like for you guys to be familiar with the system and stuff. So still, like if there are any queries or concerns, we can just always discuss during our office hours. Office hours would be starting this week, and my office hours on usually on Thursdays from 2 to 3. So make sure like you join if you have any queries and concerns. And one thing regarding the attendance, for this week I've just kept leniency like regarding the deadline, but from next week onward, or like from this week onwards, I'll be just putting the deadline to accept the attendance. Let's say like you guys are able to access this video on Monday night, let's say. So you guys would be having the time to watch the video and mark your attendance till Sunday night, and next video would pop up on Monday again. Sunday night, I'll try my best Sunday night or Monday morning for week 3, right? So in this way, I'll just keep you guys updated via announcements also. So make sure like you guys are checking the announcement tabs here, like as you can see on the screen. And yeah, so here we would be getting all kind of announcements. Cool. So regarding the assignments, I think, yeah, the number 1 assignment, which was the extra credit, was, I hope you guys were able to do that assignment, and it was pretty easy. And I've like seen like many of you also submitted the assignment, right? So in today's class, we are just going to start with some basic stuff of our HTML topic. And also before that, let me just discuss a few things about uh, basics of computer science, computer language, right? So as you know, like you guys have just as you guys are enrolled in computer applications for business, right? So just the basic stuff about computing, like suppose let's say uh, why do we need some kind of programming languages, right? What's the need of that? So let's say like suppose I'm communicating with you guys via, or the medium is language English, right? But and you guys are also able to understand that language. But let's say I want to communicate with the system. The system doesn't know the language English. The system only understands the language of bits, that is zeros and ones. That's it, the number game. So how am I able to instruct or give some kind of commands to the computer, the system? Let's say uh, any one of you, for anyone, let's say, for example, anyone doesn't understand English and only know to speak in Chinese or Spanish or any other language. And I don't know to speak in Chinese or Spanish, but I know only in like to communicate only in English language. So I would be requiring someone else who would be acting as a medium between you and me, so that he or she may translate my instructions or commands to you, and then you would be able to understand, right? So here comes the role of any kind of programming language. In today's world, we have like more than 800 programming languages. So with the help of programming languages, we are able to communicate or interact with the computer systems. And like there's a whole procedure under the hood, like the program which we write. Obviously, that would be in English language, something which we understand, and then it would be converted into byte code, like with the help of compilers and interpreters. All those come into picture, and they just uh, convert it in the form of zeros and ones, which the computer understands. So this is just the basic stuff. Obviously, I know for many of you guys, this would be a new topic or something new, but just brief information, or that would just help us to get start in the world of computers. So talking about the conversions, there are different kind of systems, number systems. Let's say, for example, there's decimal system, there's binary conversions, and hexadecimal. So this, I'll just go for this topic for next 5 to 7 minutes, because this would be there for your quiz one, which is scheduled in week 3. And obviously, we will cover this thing in our next recitation and in during our office hours also. So I'll just be giving a brief introduction about the number systems and the conversions. So if we talk about binary, let's say, for example, if I just go to this like site. Okay, so here we can see that decimal is a base 10 numbering system, binary is a base 2 numbering system, and hexadecimal, commonly known as also hex, is a 16 numbering base 16 numbering system. So uh this is not very difficult or anything rocket science, but just for your information, when you see the table which is in front of your screen, here you can see that decimal number system is our like normal regular number system, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah blah blah. And the binary number system, it is in the form which computer understands. It consists of only numbers 0 and 1, that's it. So what we do is, like, we can convert our normal decimal numbers in the form of binary. And there's a way or method in which we can do the conversion, and we'll just have a look on this conversion thing only today in this recitation recording. And obviously, there's one more decimal system called as hexadecimal number system, which starts from 0 and goes on till 9. And again, after 9, it starts with A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is hexadecimal. It consists of this alphabets and numbers both. So if we talk about the conversions, basically, so for you guys, just for your like practice, a hands-on practice, you can just go on this site called games.penji.com/binary bonanza if you want. Then I'll just share this link also with you guys. And this is just like small fun trial for you guys to just play around with the conversions. So let's say they have asked us to find the number 60743. So just to give the basic gist to you guys, that like we know obviously the difference between the bytes and bits. So let's say all these are bits, zeros and ones, they are the bits, and bits together comprise 2 bytes. Like the conversion, if we just look at to the conversion, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So all like together all the 8 bits combine and form 1 byte. So let's say, like, suppose it always goes from if we just take this 3 places, like it says 4, 2, and 1. So if I have to form a number 6, if we just take the decimal number 6, and if I ask you to convert it in a binary form, then what you would just think that, like, this 3 are the 3 blank spaces, okay, 3 blank boxes, and below it you can see the numbers 4, 2, 1. So it goes like 2 raised to 0. 2 raised to 0 is 1, 2 raised to 1 is 2, 2 raised to 2 is 4, right? And so on. Next number would be 8, right? 2 raised to 3. So like, let's say if we have to form the number 6, then the summation of any blanks, like 6 would be formed by putting 1 in the first box and 1 in the second box. That sums up 4 plus 2, 6, right? So the solution of binary 6 would be 110, right? If I'm not wrong, you guys can just pause the video and go ahead and just try to click on the numbers for the remaining numbers, like how we can form 7, how we can form 3. I'll just give you the example of few numbers here. So we took the example of 6, right? So it should be 110. So I can click this 3 box. So here it says equal to 6, right? So 6 is striked out. If we take, let's say, some other number called 4. So 4 would be, if I place 1 over here, then I think that space is occupied with 4, right? So 100, that sums up to 4. So if I just select this 3 blanks, again, 4 option is striked out, and so on and so forth. You can just go on and practice for some other numbers. This was just basically about the conversion from decimal to binary. Obviously, we would be looking about the conversions of binary to hexadecimal, or hexadecimal to binary, or like all those permutations, combinations in our next recitation or during our office hours. So this was just about basic numeric conversions and about some computer science background. So let's get started with our agenda for today in today's recording. Hopefully, like, everyone is done with your assignment 1, and it was just a 2 points extra credit assignment. So okay, so in today's class, we are just going to start with HTML, and like, as the name suggests, the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language. We'll just go into more details about what exactly HTML is, and why we should study, and like what are the applications in today's world, right? We all know, like, there are tons and tons of websites, web application, web pages which we see, and all of those are developed by using the HTML. And like, I've seen, like, during my undergrad studies also, like, people usually tend to confuse the HTML with a programming language. So it has the term language, but HTML is not a programming language. Like, programming languages are like little different than that. HTML, the purpose of HTML is little different. When we talk about programming languages, we get to hear about Python, Java, JavaScript, Scala, Ruby, etc., right? So if we talk about HTML, hypertext markup language, so the word markup, it means just to style or decorate the web page. So when we see any kind of website, so there's a basic skeleton, the basic building blocks. So those are created or developed with the help of HTML. So for example, if we just take an example, like it's just kind of giving a recipe to a chef so that they know how to prepare, what to prepare, how to arrange, and how to present the dish, right? So HTML just the usage of HTML is for that purpose. Like, just let's say you want to just use a recipe to make a sandwich, right? So you know, like, where to put the bread, cheese, and all the other ingredients, so to make it look good and taste good. So all of these things are done with the help of HTML, and there's something else called CSS, and with the help of CSS we do the styling, but there's later, like, that comes later on. But if we just talk about the basic building block, the basic skeleton of any kind of web page, so that is developed with the help of HTML. Okay, so to start with HTML, it's very easy, and we don't need any kind of hardcore programming background knowledge. So anyone can just start with HTML. So first things first, where we can write HTML, right? So the first place, just a second. Okay, so note that, like, the most basic version, the most basic place where we can write HTML is Notepad++, but it's not available in Macs. In Macs, we have something called text edits. So those who are using Mac, so they can use text edits, and those who are using Windows machines, they can use Notepad++. Other than this, you have the full liberty to use any kind of editor which you like. My personal favorite is Visual Studio Code. Like, it has tons and tons of extensions which we can plug in, and like the whole UI, like, it's basically amazing to just use the Visual Studio Code. Again, it's up to you what you guys want to use. You can use Atom, you can use Sublime. All these are just the different kinds of editors which you guys can just use. If you don't know where to start or like what editor to use, you guys can just to start with, if you want, then you can just install Visual Studio Code. I think that would be good. That would be a good start. And we'll just work with few demo examples and tasks so that you guys would be familiar with the HTML syntax. And just a small request, I would suggest you guys to just do the hands-on stuff which I do in this recording together, so that it would help you to understand, and you guys can just edit stuff, manipulate. You can just pause the recording. If you have any questions, then you can just see like what things I have done and what you are doing, right? And again, in the world of web programming, whenever we are diving into the world of web development, always make Google your best friend, because like it's next to impossible to remember each and every code, each and every syntax. You should know the definition or like the meaning of each and every line, but you should not by heart or learn the stuff, the syntaxes and different kind of functions, right? It's always like, even if you will enter in the world of profession, even if you will enter into the professional world, there you will see like everyone will take reference from Google, but obviously you should know in and out of each and every line or statement or function or code which you write. Okay, so I'll be sharing some of the good HTML references with you guys, which you can just look upon and just feel free to take the reference from there too. So to start with, if you guys would be like, unfortunately in this asynchronous section, I have like, I'm using a Mac, so I won't be able to use Notepad++. But in case like if anyone has a Windows machine and he or she wants to use Notepad++, then they can do. And if they feel any kind of issue or problem with that, so we can just discuss during our office hours. And for if not Notepad++, then you guys can use Visual Studio Code also. And make sure like if you guys are using Notepad++, then you just have to select language as H, which will display the programming languages like Haskell or HTML, right? And if you select the language as J, that would display the programming language JavaScript among other languages. So make sure like you just click on language tab on Notepad++ and select H, so that you would be able to write HTML code. And yeah, obviously the extension, like each and every file have some kind of extensions, right? Suppose there's a PDF file, so it has an extension of .pdf. If there's a document of Google Docs, it has an extension of docx docs, right? So there are different kinds of extensions, and so the HTML file would have an extension of .html. So make sure like whenever you are saving your file or writing the name, so you would write the name of the file .html. That we will see in like coming part of our lecture. And okay, cool. Same thing applies for the guys who are using Mac machine. If you are not using any kind of editor, but just using the basic same simple text edit application, right? And that also you would just have to save your file as .html extension. The only advantage of using a editor over this Notepad and like text edit is like there everything is more systematic, organized. Like you have the full folder directory structures, everything, right? And the code which you write, it has a syntax coloring, and there are tons and tons, as I mentioned, like there are different kind of extensions which we can add on to just enhance the process of writing our code. There are different kind of techniques which can just speed up the process. So that we will learn later during our class. But it's just that obviously in real world nobody uses Notepad or a text edit. Like everyone uses a IDE so that they can collaborate together and write efficient robust code. Okay, so let's just get started with HTML. So Okay. So as I mentioned, like HTML stands for hypertext markup language, right? Here you can see this is the basic template of HTML. Like we will just learn each and every tag, the elements which we are using to create the our basic template, right? So first things first, let's understand what HTML. Um, just a second before learning tags. Let me check that. Okay. Okay, cool. So what HTML tags are exactly? So tags, as you can see, keywords that define how a web browser will format and display content. Tags are enclosed in angular brackets. Okay, so as you can see here in this page, all these things are HTML tags, HTML head, body tag, right? And they are enclosed in angular brackets like this. So what is the functionality of HTML tags? So between these HTML tags, we just write our content, which we want to display in our web page, and accordingly, it will insert its functionality depending on the name of or the type of the tag, right? So this is just the basic HTML structure and tags. If we talk about what like if we see here what is exactly exclamatory doc type HTML, right? So that is just the definition, the declaration that defines that this document is an HTML5 document, right? So it just says that the document which you are going to write it's just an HTML5 document. If we look at on the HTML tag, so that just the root element of any HTML page, the web page which you would be looking. So it's just the root element, and like inside the HTML tags only we would be writing our whole HTML code. So as you can see, it ends with HTML tag, and also like some tags are self-closing tags, but majority of the tags they have a starting tag and they have a ending tag. So we have to, when we start with HTML, we also have to end our HTML tag like this, putting a slash sign before the word HTML. We talk about the HTML head tag, it just contains the meta information about the HTML page. So like about different, there are tons and tons of applications. If we just take about different kind of tags, so what do you mean by meta information? So there are different kind of image source links or anything. If you just want to imbibe the CSS styling structures or anything else, so then we would be putting all this information inside the head tag. As you can see, like metadata is obviously, metadata means information about information, data about data. So information about the web page that will go inside the head tag. If we talk about the title page, so it does defines the name of the page in the browser toolbar. So let's say here, if I go on any website, so what is the like name here which can just pop up right in the main this thing. So that we can just write in our title, that we will see in a while, and you'll get an idea exactly what the title exactly does, right? And the body, of course. Like, so here it is the main part of our HTML document. In this, like, we'll be adding all different kinds of tags, head tag or paragraph tag, or different kinds of functionality which we just want to visible in our HTML content, right? And also like other programming languages in HTML also, like we can just put comments. So what is the use of comments, and like why do we need comments? So the thing is, like, whenever you are writing good or working on a web application project, right? So it is always a good practice to write comments, so that if you are collaborating with others, or if you are just sharing the documentation to like people on LinkedIn, or you're just putting upon GitHub, right? So you would be able to just write the meaning or the functionality of each and everything. So like in small scale applications, for like during the initial period of learning, it doesn't matter, but I would suggest like you write down comments every time wherever it is necessary, because in large scale applications where many people are working in one single project, and there are different kind of web pages associated with the project, so their writing comments becomes essential, right? So this is the basic template of HTML. You can see the doc type, the definition, the HTML, and Here in the head section, there goes the title. Obviously, the title tag also we include in the head tag, which is here my first web page. And there comes the body after the head tag. We'll just look around and have our first application web page. So hopefully you guys would be, I hope like you guys are also doing this hands-on with me together, so that you guys would be able to create your first web page HTML application. So let's just get started without wasting further time. Okay, I just had this link also. So again, I mentioned like you can just go on Google if you don't understand anything, because taking references, you should not feel ashamed, but you should know in and out everything which you would be looking for, right? Let's say, for example, you don't know the syntax of something, but you should know the meaning of it, each and every text, what it means, how to add styling or anything else, right? So there are tons and tons of things in the world of web. So you would not be able to obviously remember each and everything. So it's good to take the references. So as you can see, like HTML, it's just used to, okay. Yeah, it's just one of the most basic building blocks of every website, which you see in today's world. And it's crucial to learn so that you would, like, if any one of you want to make a career transition into the world of web development, then obviously the first basic foundation is to learn HTML. We discussed about what hypertext is, right? What markup is. Like basically, it's just a style guide for typesetting anything to be printed in hard copy or soft copy format. Like this is a bit advanced level, but we just understood the meaning of markup with the help of an example of that chef recipe, right? And we know like it's a language so that the computer system understands and uses it to interpret commands. So whatever instructions or commands which we give in the form of the code which we write, the computer system will understand that. Like obviously different kind of things are running on the back, but whole process is just like that, and we just are able to communicate or interact with the computer system. If we talk about so yeah, we discussed about the HTML tags. Now let's just dive into different kind of HTML tags, and before that, let's just start with our hands-on first HTML application. So let me just start Visual Studio Code. Just give me a moment. Okay. So I have this folder of recitation 2. If I just go and click on new terminal at folder, and if I, okay, before this shortcut, let me just try to open Visual Studio Code directly. I click on Visual Studio Code. So this is how the application would look if you guys just have a look at it. And let's say, yeah, let me just grab the application. Okay. Okay, just give me a moment. Yeah. So here's our Visual Studio Code application. Here is the basic home front page template. If I click on your file explorer, and if we click on open folder, we can just add a folder. So in my desktop, I have this folder called recitation 2. If I just open it, we would be able to see different kind of files here. So let's just get started with our basic first HTML file in that. Okay. Also, one shortcut, if you click on here, settings, and click on command palette, you would be able to, if you write code, let's say I write code over here, and you click on shell command install code command and path. Okay, says permission denied, like I don't know. So basically what you do is, right, see, I've recently used this thing also, settings. Okay, it's already there, so I should be able to access it directly with my terminal also. Okay, we'll just check this thing later on during our office hours rather than wasting time over here. So let's say you just grab a folder, and here let's say I click on new file and write demo.html. So here this is the empty HTML file, and if I click on exclamatory mark, that's it, and I press on written, that's it. This is our whole basic template ready directly. So this is the beauty of using any kind of editors. You don't have to write each and everything from scratch every time you just want to make any kind of web pages, right? Obviously in the start I would suggest you guys to just write each and every tags. Like for example, you just have to write everything like with your manually in short. So I'll just write the HTML tag like this. You just have to mention the syntax and take care of it, right? So if we take any example, for example, let's say this is let's take this basic tags example. So in this like where you guys can see the output, right? So there's also a question, like let's say if I mention a simple HTML tag, and below this if I write head tag, and inside head tag if I write a title tag. So let's see what the title tag exactly does, and where we are able to see the effect of it. So if I write demo, or let's say if I write recitation 2 inside our title tag, and I just okay, so don't worry about this PIHR everything. We'll just understand and study each and every tags and we'll cover everything. So let's say for now, let's say I'll just save this file. Obviously, like don't forget, every time you do anything, any kind of changes, then you just have to save your file. So if you go on this option called extensions, and if you write live server, just go on and download this extension. I'll just give you an idea of what wonders this extension will do in your life in the world of web development, because every time like you just want to see your changes happen dynamically every time you are working on your HTML file, right? So if I like once you are done with installing this extension called live server, you would just click here right hand side below and click on go live. That's it. And let me just grab the file which is displayed. Yeah, so this is the file which we got, and it displays the content which we want. For example, there's a paragraph. The P tag stands for the paragraph tag. It says Rutgers is dedicated to teaching. That means the blah, 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 blah. And after that, there's one more paragraph which starts from HTML is the standard markup language. As you can see, Rutgers is dedicated to teaching. That means blah, blah, blah. There's another paragraph which starts from HTML. And now you guys would be wondering that what's the role of this title tag in which we have written recitation 2, right? So if you see clearly and carefully here in our tab, it's written recitation 2. So whatever we write here, that we will be able to see here in our toolbar section, right? So let's say if I write my name over here, let's say you guys can write your name while working on this simultaneously. If I write Sarjak, so and again, after writing and making the changes, I'm saving the file. So don't forget to save the file. Otherwise, you guys would be not happy to just see your changes, right? So if I click on save file, And again, I see, so here it's changed from recitation 2 to subject, right? So that's just the use of the title tag, and we just add the title tag inside our head tag. So moving ahead, the P tag, right? It's just the paragraph tag where whatever content we have to write inside our body, we just tend to follow a particular format, right? So if there's a paragraph, we'll write in a P tag. The I is the italic tag. We would be looking each and every tags in HTML in a while. The P tag is the bold tag. As you can see, highest standards of excellence. These words are in bold text because we have added highest standards of excellence inside the B tag, that stands for bold tag, right? The I tag is the italic tag. So as you guys can see, everything from Rutgers to where they live, all this content is displayed in italic format. Okay, after that, between these two paragraphs, there's something called horizontal ruler, which you can see that reflects this straight line, right? Just a straight line. So that's because of this horizontal ruler. So if you guys are using Visual Studio Code, so let's say if I comment this thing, so there's a shortcut for commenting in HTML. If you guys are working on Mac, you can just press on command slash, that's it. So with the help of this, it will just comment out this, and it will not execute the real meaning of that tag. It will just take it, no, like it will just ignore that line if you just comment it, right? So now, boom, the horizontal ruler is gone, right? So with the help of horizontal ruler, what you can do is you can just display this straight line, right? So I hope like you guys are just working simultaneously with me. And of course, like if you guys are facing any kind of issues regarding installing a Visual Studio Code, or not able to install this live server extension, or I know like the UI or everything would be little bit different, and a lot of you guys would not be familiar to use this thing. But obviously this is our first recitation of learning HTML, and obviously we would be having lab support hours, office hours, so we would be taking different kind of doubts which you guys are facing. But as of now, just understand the basic syntax and how we are able to display the content in the web page. If you don't want to just see the web page directly from here, and if you are working on a notepad or text edit, you guys can just directly click this thing over here. So if I just go on the folder, and if I click on basic text.html, obviously that would also redirect me to this site over here only, this one. So that's also fine. It's up to you guys. But I usually follow this practice of using this wonderful extension called Live Server, so that I can just obviously every time I can just click on here and able to see my web page live. So, okay. What else? Yeah, as you can see that this is just the basic demo example in which we are just mentioning the doc type, which states that this is a HTML5 document. Again, HTML, that is the root element of an HTML page, and head, which contains the meta information of the HTML page. The title, which we just saw with the help of an example, what role it plays, and in the body, we write our whole main content. So, okay, so let's just quickly understand the different kind of tags. The P tag is just the paragraph tag, which defines the paragraph. The I tag is the italic tag, which like the content, whatever content we write inside our I tags, so that would be displayed in the form of italic text. Similarly, with the B tag, it just bolds the text which we write inside the B tags, and make sure like all of these tags, as you can see, they are not self-closing tags, right? So if we are starting the tag, we need to make sure that we end that tag also. Like suppose if I let's say if I add another paragraph um, at the end over here, and write something called, this is wrong. So again, what you would be able to see that obviously this content would be displayed in the web page, but if you just see the overall structure of the web page from the top view, then this is not recommended at all, because you have to close the p tag like this. Of course, if I don't use anything and if I write just something randomly over here and if I save the file, that content will still be able to display on the web page, right? But there are there are all these tags, and so they are there for their purpose, and they have they carry different meanings. So from here, if you are just practicing in the beginning level, it doesn't matter. But if we talk about the larger picture and work on different kind of large scale applications web pages, then each tag has its own meaning, and it really depends on what kind of tags which we are writing and using, right? So yeah, right, that's it about the tags. There's a tag called pre-tag, which defines the pre-formatted text. Text will be displayed exactly as written in the HTML source code. We'll just look at the pre-tag also in a while. And okay, so while you are watching this video, I'll just give you guys a small task. And I make sure, trust me, you would just enjoy working on this task, because I remember during my junior college days, when I was introduced HTML for the first time, and I just wrote this, like the simple HTML document which displays some kind of headings or a paragraph, and boom, when I clicked on the HTML file, and it just and when the web page popped up, it felt like really nice, because that was my first HTML web page, right? So it's a kind of a different feeling if you guys just are working on HTML for the first time. So make sure you just complete this task while watching this video recording. And so the task goes like: Google a poem, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, or any poem which you guys like, and cut and copy the text or the lyrics of the poem in your HTML document exactly as it appears on the website. And you would enclose the text in the pre-tag, which we just saw over here. Like, again, we'll just go through the definition of pre-tag. The pre-tag, it just displays the text exactly as written in the HTML source code. So, and obviously, you know where you have to just paste the content into in your HTML document. I think we have covered that thing, right? So this is the task. Make sure you pause the video and do it right now, and we'll take the questions or queries regarding this task if you have anything during our office hours. It's very easy and simple. Okay, before moving to HTML lists, let me just see what else we are left to cover in terms of the HTML basics. Okay, there are different kind of okay, in terms of tags, there are different tags of h tags which are called header tags. So okay, let me just give you an example of that header tag. Okay, if I comment this down. Okay, if I write an h1 tag, and inside that if I write hello everyone, cool. And if I just save the file and click on go live, I'll be redirected to this web page, and it says hello everyone in a very bold and large font text. So this is called as the heading tag. Any kind of important heading message, or you just want to pop up that information which is important in your web page, then you would write it in the h1 tag. And if I write the same thing inside h2, or let's say h3 tag, then you guys would be able to see the difference, that it just basically reduces the font size and the heading effect of it, and I'll just save the file. You would be able to see that, okay, this is the H1 content and this is the H3 heading tag content. So obviously it's bold, but the font size has been reduced by some percentage. And yeah, so this is the usage of different kind of heading tags. It goes on from H1 to H6. So there's a tag called H6 also, in which if I write anything, right, or this is heading 6 tag, right? So you would be able to see that the font size is really very small for the heading 6 tag. So it depends on the use case or the requirement for you guys to just explore and play hands-on with this text. So this was a basic structure and template of HTML document. And regarding the small task, which we just discussed a while ago, or of that poem. So if you just paste all the contents of the poem inside the pre tag, you would be able to. So here is the content of the poem, once upon a mid type, blah 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 blah, and I've just pasted it as it is directly inside my pre tag, right? So I will be able to see the content as it is. So that's what the meaning of pre tag is. Like whatever you copy, you would be able to see it in your web page exactly as it is. If you paste the content inside the pre tags, that's called a pre-formatted text. But suppose, let's say you use the p tag, that which is the paragraph text, and if you paste the same content in the p tag, let me know that you just got, I want you guys to try this thing out. Paste this same content or any poem which you guys have selected inside a p tag, and let me know how would the output be. Will it be the same, or you would be getting a different output? So I want you guys to try this thing out and let me know. And yeah, this is just the basic of p tag and the bold tag, the italic tag, the format which we are guys are saying here. We have used the horizontal ruler, right? So this was regarding the basic HTML tags. And what else? There are many different other tags, but these were the basic ones which are just needed to get started. And we would be um, um, we would be learning different more tags as we move on in this course. So let's just directly jump on to HTML lists. And what else? Okay, yeah, HTML lists and tables too, right? Perfect. So obviously, like, we all know what exactly list is in layman terms. People usually maintain a to-do list and different kind of lists. So if we just talk about lists, there are two types of lists called ordered lists and unordered lists in terms of HTML, and both have different kind of applications in them. So we'll just look at both types of lists. And okay, so first things first, the syntax of the lists. If we talk about the elements which or the tags which we use for writing or displaying the content in the form of lists are, let's say if we talk about the ordered lists first. So let me just first run this application so that you guys would be having an idea of how our web page is looking exactly. So here it displays ordered list with lowercase characters or letters that is displayed with the help of our H2 tag, right? So this is self-explanatory and self-understood. And if we talk about the contents which we see behind below that, coffee, tea, and milk, right? So you can notice that small case alphabets are used, A, B, and C in front of these three list items, right? So that is because of the ordered nature of the list. So if you talk about ordered list, so it has a particular ordering, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or A, B, C, D, or it can be in different format, let's say in Roman numbers or small case or uppercase letters, right? So For that, we would be using our tag called OL, which stands for ordered lists. And here there's a type attribute which we can add to our ordered list. Here we have used A attribute so that it would be using small case letters. Let's say if we use capital A, right? So then it would be using capital alphabets in front of the list items. So what, like, the basic syntax works like we just write the ordered list tag, open it and close it, and inside that we list our different kind of items inside different list item tag. Li tag stands for the list item tag. So let's say coffee, tea, milk. If I want to add another item, let's say Coke, so obviously another item has been added to our list and it has been assigned a capital letter D over here, right? So there are different kind of ways which we can create a list depending on our requirement. And we learned about the attribute also. Okay. If we talk about unordered list, then you would just like there's only a slight change. You would be writing UL instead of OL, which stands for unordered lists. So if I write UL, then obviously the default nature of the list is not in a particular order, right? So here you won't be able to see any kind of numbering or sequence, something like that, but you guys would be able to see just the plain bullet points. Here, the different bullet points, we can change the styling of this as per our requirement. Whatever we want, we can make the shape as disk, square, circle, anything which we want. That also we will be seeing in a while. Okay. So if we talk about the ordered lists, we have to make changes here. If I write type is equal to, we saw type equal to A, type equal to capital A. If I write type equal to 1, then obviously the numbering will start from 1, 2, 3, 4. If I write type equal to I, then it will start the numbering from Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And if I write type equal to small I, small case I, it will start the numbering in Roman format, but with smaller case, lowercase Roman numbers, right? So this is about the types. And as we were discussing about the HTML comments, right? So let me just copy and paste the content over here. So let's say I've added some content for you guys for your reference, for you guys to understand. I'll just select all these things. So this is a cool trick or technique in order to comment your code if it goes more than one line, right? So what you guys have to do is just select everything and click on command slash. That's it. Boom. It will comment the entire code which you have selected, right? So now this is commented, and obviously our HTML file will ignore this thing while executing, and this thing will not be able to display it in our web page. So this is a good practice to always add comments so that you would be able to understand what actually the content of the web page intent is, right? So we studied about the type attribute. Obviously there's something called as controlling on the list, which we are gonna see. Let's say if I write start equal to 10, start equal to 10, then it will start our list from 10, 11, 12, 13. So the sequence or the numbering that would be in a particular order, right? 10, 11, 12, 13. But here, as you guys can able to see the changes, it starts from 10. So it is up to us. We can also change the starting point of our list. So with the help of start attribute, we can do that thing also. So there's something called as moving ahead, like there's something called as nested HTML list. So let's say if I copy this content over here. Okay. So you can see the difference between these two lists. I'll just add a horizontal ruler for you guys to able to distinguish it properly. Right. Also, I hope, I don't know how many of you guys noticed the HR tag, the horizontal ruler, it's a self-closing tag, like no need to like write like this, right? You don't have to close the HR tag like this. That's fine if you just write HR directly. So it just displays the horizontal ruler directly. So as you can see, the difference between these two lists is the second one is the nested list. So the list items coffee, tea, and if there are different kind of subcategories inside the list item tea called as black tea or green tea, we can again try to display another sub list inside the list category tea like this. So let's say, for example, here the syntax goes like coffee, tea, and inside T I want another list. So that, and of course, like that another list, it's up to us that we want that another list to be ordered list or the unordered list, right? So let's say if I write the subcategory list of type small a, then it would write A, B, right? So this is just to distinguish or just give you a sense of differentiation between the numbers. And of course, the third list item is the milk, which is over here. So this is how the syntax of nested list looks like. So I think this is just about everything about the list, and that's, it's pretty basic. Like if you guys just practice along and just see the basic syntax, then it would be easy for you guys to just understand how things work and how things are displayed. Make sure like you just play around with the content or the different kind of tags and just see the content making the changes in front of your eyes, right? So in that way, you it would help you to understand properly. And in ordered lists, I think, okay, in unordered list, same thing. If we talk about unordered list, let's say I'll just change the content to unordered lists. Okay. Okay, so this is the unordered list with the bullet points. And if I add an attribute, like in case of ordered lists, we had an attribute called type. So in case of unordered list, there's an attribute called style. If I write style equal to list style, so see, this is recommending me the direct list style format of the style attribute with the help of emmet abbreviation. So this is an advantage of using an editor always. So if I just save it and see, so it would display the contents having the format as a disk. So let's say if I write the list style type as circle, so I would be getting the content in the form of circle. As you can see, you can write any other shape. For example, let's say you guys want to display your list items having a square shape in front of it, right? So you guys can write over here square. So it would just display the contents having the format as a square shape, right? Again, like we also have the nested list concept in unordered list. So let's say if I copy this content over here, same thing, like everything is the same, just that you have to change the OL tag to UL tag, which is the ordered list or unordered list, right? Depends on whatever what kind of list you want to display. So if I just add an horizontal ruler over here, so yeah, so this is a nested list in terms of the ordered unordered list, right? So this is pretty much the basic understanding of how HTML lists work, and we would be working with different kind of example cases so that you would be able to grab and hands-on practice with with this topic. So in your presentation, as you can see, and again, I would be attaching this presentation in our folder. And again, if anyone is not able to find the lecture materials, I'll just quickly go and guide you where you can just find the lecture materials. If you so this is the home page, right? If you click on files, and if you go on 00 underscore recitation information, and in that you would find a folder of my name called Surjak. If you click on that folder, you would be able to see the like you have to select your section. So you guys are the asynchronous section number 13, right? So select on section 13 folder, and here you would be able to see all the materials uploaded by me here. Like, so for example, right now currently there's a PPT of recitation 1, right? And this is just the key information document for all of you. In that you would be able to find my contact details, my lab support hours, or my office hours, right? So I hope like you guys were able to find these documents, materials, and here only I will be able to upload all my presentations. And regarding the lecture recording, I just mentioned that in the start of the lecture. So make sure you guys see that also. And quickly, let me just take the attendance. So you guys know my format of taking the attendance. I'll just display the secret code over here in front of your screen, which is 369. So whenever you are just filling the attendance form, make sure you write 369 as your secret code for recitation 2. So, and this code is unique, and it is just used for this particular attendance for recitation 2 only. So make sure you just mark your attendance after watching the video. And what else? Like, let me just quickly see the course contents. Okay, I wanted to cover HTML tables, but I think we are done with our time limit, and we can cover that in our next recitation or during our office hours or lab support. But to just give a gist or the summary of what we studied today. Okay, this is okay. Yeah, this is the part of HTML table, but we'll just see this thing next time for sure. Okay, regarding the resource, which I just wanted to share with you guys, just go on Google and type W3 schools. That's it. When you click on this, there's a link called HTML tutorial. So this is the full hands-on HTML and this is one of the best resources available out there online. You guys can obviously take references from here. Like everything is in a proper structured and organized manner. So if you click on HTML introduction, HTML editors, so all the things which we discussed about Notepad or text edit or different kind of editors, right? So all this information is available here. So if you are stuck, you can take a help of this resource also. And of course, like I'm there to discuss if you guys are stuck anywhere in your assignments or doubts. You can able to see everything information about the HTML tags or HTML elements which we studied, HTML attributes, right? So yeah, throughout the course, you guys can take references from here if you want. Then other than that, yeah, let's just quickly discuss about assignment 2, which you guys would be having for this week, that is week 2. If I click on assignments, and if I click on assignment 1, introductory assignment, it's just the it's on HTML basics, which we studied in this recitation. So if, again, just make sure you notice the due date and the accept until date. The due date for this assignment is September 15th, and the accept until date is September 22nd, right? So, oh, okay, this is the other assignment. Let me just quickly okay, yeah, this one is the assignment which you guys would be having for this week. that was the last assignment. Assignment 2, basic HTML, right? So click on the PDF. So here, obviously the due date is September 22nd and September 29th is the accept until date. And the free late policy is applicable for this assignment. So, and make sure, like, I hope you guys are you guys know that you would be having just one free late throughout the semester. So hopefully you submit your assignments on time, that is before the due date. So just quickly, carefully go through the assignment, what all things are asked for you guys to do. And if you have any doubts or questions regarding the assignment, then we can just take those queries during our office hours. And I think the all the basic things which we covered during this lecture, all the basic tags, elements, right? So that acts as a prerequisite for this assignment, and you guys would be like, you guys are good to go to start with this assignment for that purpose. And make sure like you upload the complete assignment via Canvas assignment tool. And like by now, I hope you guys are familiar with the Canvas system, in which like how you guys have to submit the assignment or how to access the resources and all the stuff, right? And here, like, everything is explained in detailed manner, or the general directions of the assignment, right? So you just have to download this PDF file, 02 PET recording sample PDF, and then just start the assignment as directed and do practice. That's just the suggestion from my end, because in the world of web technology, watching tons of videos or references like this W3 schools and all those things won't help you. But if you just practice hands-on, then that would help you to understand everything in a more clear and better manner. And if you just click go through W3 schools, and if you just, let's say, if I click on HTML headings, so if you click on this try it yourself section, so this is the beautiful thing about the W3 school resource, that they have their own editor, right? So let's say, suppose if I write my name here instead of heading, let me just disable this thing, my name, right? So it will just dynamically quickly change the content. So here it's a good way to practice the basic stuff which you are learning as part of your HTML, so that you would be able to just see the output side by side with whatever changes you guys are making, right? So this is a good resource for you guys to start with, and I think pretty much everything is covered as part of our recitation 2, and this is the assignment 2 which you guys have to do for week 2. And regarding the quiz that you guys would be able to see in the assignment sections, so so this is the week 3 quiz of number conversions, of which we just learned a few basic introductory part of number conversions. So that would be available from September 20th. So we still have time, but I just wanted to give an basic overview of what number systems are and how they play a major role, and how we are able to interact with the computer systems and all of stuff. So we would be learning more and practicing more number conversions problems, and I'll just make sure like we cover everything that is required for you guys to give this week 3 quiz on number conversions. And what else? Okay, yeah. I think we are done for the day, and I'll be just sharing my resources with you guys. And let me know if you guys have any kind of queries, concerns, or questions, and we can just definitely connect during my office hours, which are on Thursdays 2 to 3, or the lab support hours, which are on Wednesdays from 2 to 4. Just note that like the office hours are virtual, right? They are not in person. So it's good like if you guys just want to connect by sitting at your home, so you just make sure you could just connect on the office hours. And regarding the link of my office hours that you would be able to find here, and if you click on if you go on this section in the pages, asynchronous recitation recordings, you click on section 13 recordings. So here's the link of the WebEx. So I would be conducting my office hours on this WebEx link on Thursdays 2 to 3 p.m. virtual, right? So I hope so that is clear. And yeah, cool. I mean, we have covered pretty much everything required for the assignment 2. And further, we'll be learning more as we deep dive into this course during our recitation lecture 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed and marked the attendance also. And see you guys next week and during my office hours soon. Thank you.